Discover the best in local business news with a subscription to the IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. For a limited time, try us out for just $1 a week for 8 weeks. Claim this limited time offer now at ibj.com/trial offer.
Kristen, Dane. This episode is brought to you by Indiana529.com. So go to Indiana529.com and there's a sweepstakes. You can register. Terms and conditions apply. How's that? Hey, Dame is here. Hello, Dame.
Hello, Pete.
Dame, I was thinking last week, I made an effort to call you Damien for a while, and I kept slipping, and I didn't like it. Okay? I'm going to try something different this week.
Is it going to be a surprise?
Yes. Kristen is here. Kristen, I have had an issue with you and the fact that I keep calling you Chris in actual business meetings, and I'm trying to stop that for the benefit of everyone. And I want to apologize to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that because these things catch on, and I would really prefer
These things do catch on.
for it to not catch on.
How is everyone? Kristen, everyone good? By the way, you have a baby. I have a baby story in the locker room today at the gym. The baby's there.
The lazy baby.
Lazy baby. The baby has taken on a whole other vibe now.
Oh?
Baby's rude.
Oh.
It's a rude baby. I walk in and it's staring at me. It's staring like an uncomfortable, okay, Dame, picture this.
Okay.
You're on a Spirit Air flight.
Yes.
And you're sitting on the
picture that.
What's that, Chris?
How could he picture that?
Being on a Spirit. You think I've never flown Spirit?
Go on.
You're in Spirit Air. And Dame, you are sitting in the middle seat.
Okay.
The person sitting on the aisle is just staring at your head. Just like full turn right into the side of your head, just staring at you for your 4-hour flight to wherever Spirit flies.
Okay.
That's the baby. Kristen, why are you covering your face?
Because Andy's comment.
Oh, hold on. Baby is hold on. All I got to see is baby probably staring because you look like a bright white orb in its view. Okay, Andy. One of the babies like that big baby is standing because it has no hair either. Do you think the baby thinks I'm a big baby with poor vision?
Oh.
Perhaps. Maybe he thinks you're like boss baby.
Oh yeah, boss baby. Anyway, like aggressive baby, man. This is a financial show. This week we are doing some speed round. A speed round. The email inbox was full. And we are going to do 3 questions this week, 1 per segment. And they're long questions. So not only do I get it out there, hello, Jason, not only do I have to get the question out there, but then we have to come up with some answers.
Kristen?
Damien?
What do you think the odds are that we get 3 questions done today?
0.
Okay.
Actually, I can't say 0 because then Pete will be spiteful and make sure we get all.
Run it through. Yeah.
But incredibly low.
First off, I'm insulted by what you believe to be my lack of broadcasting prowess to be able to deliver what I've said I'm going to deliver. Number 2, spiteful. I'm not spiteful. I'm petty, but I'm not spiteful.
In practice, there's no difference.
You guys, I don't remember what I've told you, but my son needing to go to an urgent care for the toe, and then they couldn't help the toe, and they charged us anyway. That saga continues with heated emails back and forth.
Did you get a response to your email on Wednesday?
Yeah, because you and I were sitting there, and then I said, you know what? I haven't heard back. So Dame and I were in a meeting, and I just typed back, bumping this up in your email box, like real passive aggressive. Person got back to me. And here's the thing. I said I'm petty, but I'm still not naming names, which I think is professional.
Yes.
Yes.
you remember the early days with Twitter, Kristen, where anyone with a platform would just blow up anyone else at the drop of a hat?
Yes. But it used to mean something then too. Now people just like throw shade for fun. And so I just don't think it would even have the same impact if you went out there and like tagged this specific group and like aired your grievances. People would just scroll. They don't care.
Do you remember a day when celebrities would be on a flight and their flight would get delayed and they'd just be like, Delta, I'm not going to get to Tucson on time. And it's like, okay, Rachel McAdams, no one cares. You know?
The Amarillo Film Festival is not going to be able to go on if I'm not there on time.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's see if I can deliver on my promises. Let's see who else is joining us today. John is here. Hello, John. Hello, Quincy. Hello, Rev. And of course, Andy. We do have our big announcement that is to come. The Pete the Planner Show is hiring an intern.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
So if you've got a student in your life that wants 10 hours a week, it's a part-time thing. The Pete the Planner experience is a part-time experience in its own. Take 10 hours out of these young digital wizards. They're going to do our social. They're going to do our digital video, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if they're Slytherin or Hog. I don't know anything about. We just want an intern. You can go to yourmoneyline.com/careers and the kid can apply. And by kid, I'm being respectful.
And of course, you aren't putting an age cap on this position necessarily because that might be frowned upon.
No, here's what I'm doing. They have to be a student.
Oh, well, I guess that makes it a little more.
Well, I mean, it could still be a non-traditional student. I just want a student. Yeah. I'm call me crazy, but I'm trying to help contribute to their resume. And like, I had a friend of a friend send me a resume the other day, a young student, and it was like retail and hardware store. And it was like great. And I like love the hustle. That person at some point in time has to put an office or a business or something like that on their professional resume. So I want to be that sort of thing for this person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, makes sense.
Someone had to take a shot on all of us.
Maybe they can figure out the airlock noise.
Right. The young, like they're probably small and young. They can crawl into the airlock and use tools. I don't know. I got to drive to Detroit in 5 hours.
Again?
Here's the worst part. And this is the worst part. Doing it today. Then 2 weeks from now, I'm driving up, driving home, going to a board meeting, and then flying back to Detroit after the board meeting, and then flying home the next day. Like Detroit has a hold on me. I think I play for the Pistons. I don't know why I'm there so much.
Did you see what the weather's supposed to be tomorrow morning?
Yes, I did. So,
oh, you mean the same thing it was all April?
Hello, Jen. Okay, let's do the show. I have notes. You guys, ye of little faith. You guys are a couple doubting Thomases. We're doing this.
Okay. I hope so.
It'll be fun.
I'm all fired up. Have you ever eaten at Green Dot Stables? I don't know. Rev? I don't know, but my son tonight was like, it was super weird. Last night, he was like, for dinner tonight, can we go to a restaurant? And I was like, what do you think we're gonna do? We're gonna be in a different town with no food. It's like, what? We can just go into like a deli at a Publix. What do you think we're doing?
Don't you guys usually eat steak? Like, isn't that the thing that the boys do? They're on the road? Like,
I need protein.
You need an RV. You need a mobile broadcast studio for your.
It's a baseball thing. It's a baseball family thing.
Oh, and swim.
And swim. Yeah, that's right. You have told me that. Okay, let's go. I'm so insulted by the fact that I can't get this done in 3, 2. Wait, hold on. I have to play the commercial after this.
oh.
Okay. I'm saying that out loud. If I feel like I start to not, when I come out of this break, you guys have to yell at me.
Got it.
Got it.
I'm so nervous. 3, 2, 1. This week on the Pete the Planner Show, we answer your money questions. Here's how the show works. You email us, askpete@petetheplanner.com. That's Ask Pete at PeteThePlanner.com. And here's what I know. We have at least 3 listeners because we got 3 emails this week that, or at least we're featuring on the show. We usually get more email than that. I like 3 of them. This show is the speed round. The 3 money decisions you'll either regret forever or be glad you made is the name of the episode. So 3 money decisions you'll ever regret forever or be glad you made. That's what we're doing. 3 questions. I've got Kristen Elenius here. Kristen, hello.
Hello.
She's making the face of a person knowing that the time is ticking down on this segment. And I've got to read an entire question and then answer it. And Damian Dunn, also a skeptical economist.
Good day.
Dear Pete, my wife and I, both 38, live in eastern Iowa.
Time out.
No.
Here's the thing about this. I believe that is just east of central Iowa.
You may be right.
With 3 elementary age children and have a housing decision to make, my parents have decided to move out of their house on 20 acres just outside of town to a new home in town.
Time out.
Dame, you're a country folk. Is that how you think, in town and out of town? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Kristen's country folk too.
Yeah.
That's a thing, in town and out of town?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really.
Like how, like fringe really? Or like that's how people talk about it?
I wouldn't even consider it being something weird. It's that common.
This is a bit.
It's not a bit.
Pushing buttons.
My wife and I have always considered moving out there someday, but we figured that would be for 8 to 10 years. We have the opportunity to buy their house for $550,000 American dollars, which is probably $100,000 below what market price would be, and we'll never get an opportunity for something like this again in our lifetime.
Time out.
People say like that sort of stuff all the time. I don't really buy it. But anyway, our conundrum is that we currently live in a home worth about $420,000 and owe about $220,000. We bought in 2020, and our mortgage is 2.75%. Wait. No, wait, hold on. Our combined gross income is roughly $270,000. We both contribute 12% to our 401ks with combined balances around $600,000. We plan to increase 1% to 401k annually until maxing it out. We figured rolling the equity in our home will leave us with about $370,000 in mortgage balance at around 6% rate. And this person puts a timeout within their email.
Time out.
I'd recently been pursuing pathways to FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early, and possibly be done working by mid-50s. I realize this would likely burn any dream of that being possible, which I think I'm okay with. Are we crazy for considering this? We don't have to move, but this is one of those opportunities I might kick myself for not taking. Thanks, Alex in Iowa.
Time out.
Alex in Eastern Iowa is correct. All right. I'm just showing off at this point. I'm really just poking the bear. Dame, what do you think, pal?
I feel like this is the easiest question that we could have started with. Kristen looks completely shocked. Kristen, you must have much stronger opinions in this. We probably stand on different sides of this. So where are you at?
Wait a minute. No, you go first.
Wait, I also have to say, when Dame said this to me earlier in the week, when I showed him the email, he said the same. He was like, oh, this is no brainer. And then I was like, is it? Because I'm a little conflicted myself. So Dame, the Damian Dunn Show, everyone. Damian, the planner. What is so obvious about this?
Gross income $270,000. They're getting an extra $100,000 in equity when they roll the house over. If they live in it for a few years and they can't swing it, sell it. And they're going to walk away in a better place. Oh, it's my parents' house. Great. You tried. And they tried to let their family live there. If they feel that really guilty about it, they can give their parents some of that money back. But you just said it yourself. You'll never get this chance again. You'll kick yourself if you don't do it. Give it a shot. You can afford to do it. Just go do it.
Is this not the most passionate Damian has ever been about anything on this show ever?
Other than the apology when he dropped the F-bomb bad word a few weeks ago.
Okay, wait a minute. I wasn't so convinced that this was a really good idea. Actually, you may have swayed me though, Dame.
See?
Because but the thing is like, is this house only so attractive to them because they know the property, because it was their parents? Like, there are plenty of places that it would be hard to sell a property like this in this market. So it's maybe not that
Listen,
easy.
I will fully just concede that there's we often overvalue things that have an emotional tie to us.
Correct.
However, they said that this is still offered to them about $100,000 less than what market value is going to be. If you can afford to do it, go do it. Yes, you're going to pay more on a monthly mortgage payment. Yes, you are absolutely going to do that. I mean, insurance might go up a little bit. Run the numbers. If you can afford to do it, do it. And if fire is that important to you, you may have to make some concessions on that side of things, but you're probably going to get one shot at this. And don't live the rest of your life with, oh man, I wish we would at least try.
I think they should absolutely 100% do it. However, Kristen has taught me all sorts of words about like property upkeep, and I know Dame's got crickets and stuff. I mean, like 20 acres feels like more than what I have, and it takes at times like 13 minutes to mow my lawn that I don't have. Dame, what's mowing 20 acres? Is that a thing?
You don't have to mow all 20 acres, Pete.
Why not? Well, you're going to get an HOA letter, dude.
It could be infested with mosquitoes. It'll be fine. Just
not in the country.
Grow.
Is this out of town or in town?
Great question.
I assumed it was out of town.
Okay, so real quick side note. I know we're answering financial questions. You don't mow all 20 acres?
No.
Why?
Well, if you have 20 acres, there's either tillable ground here, some of it's woods, or you have animals or someone else has animals on it. I would be shocked if it's just 20 acres of grass. There's no way.
So they had to buy animals now and then feed these animals? Is that part? Because I feel like 20 acres is a lot to you're going to have some expense because of that, no?
100%. That was going to be part of my argument, is make sure that you're budgeting more than you think that you're going to need to maintain, one, a home that you know is going to need updates, two, that much property.
There's no way they're mowing more than 5 of it.
Yeah.
Well, I have an alternate theory here, maybe. They just want to maybe workshop. What if they set up like a truck at the end of their parents' driveway, what's called a blockade, until they lower the price to a level that makes it even a better deal?
Yes.
Old strategy.
That doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. I think they do it. I don't want to say unequivocally, because I think there's some hesitation, but I believe they should do it. But I also, we got to be honest on this show. I dislike when people say we'll never get an opportunity for something like this again in our lifetime.
Yes.
Like, I find it like, how do I say this? Yeah, you can literally say that about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. And oftentimes it just justifies. When I hear that, I usually go, no, because it's justification for doing something that doesn't make sense. I think this actually makes sense, and I think they should do it, but I'd be really, really careful of those 20 acres.
It's a lot of upkeep. It is.
How much is 20 acres? Like how, like, is it like show me your hands or something? Like how big is it?
I'll send you a picture looking down my property after the show, and then you'll multiply that by 4.
Okay. I don't know. Dame, is that a lot?
Yes.
If you're mowing it, yeah, it's a ton.
Okay. Well, all right. So segment 1, the question is, should they buy the house? Dame and I are a hard yes. Kristen is?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. We're not sending you a housewarming gift, but we are sending you good vibes. What's his name? Alex from Eastern Iowa. Coming up after the break, we're answering more questions because that's what we do right here on the Pete the Planner Show.
Celebrate 529 with a chance to boost your little Hoosier's future. Enter the 529-day Big Futures Sweepstakes from Indiana 529 for a chance to win $529 toward your child's education savings. 20 families will win this May. Enter at indiana529direct.com/529day by May 28th, 2026. No purchase necessary. Terms and conditions apply. Void where prohibited. Please read the disclosure booklet carefully before investing.
That's indiana529.com for both kind and rude babies. I don't think. Uh-oh.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's a good. That's something that Pete can relate to. There we go. Nice job, Caitlin.
Okay. Oh wait, Kaylin. A football field is about 1.32 acres. Is that what that says?
Yep.
According to the Google. Okay.
It's a lot of football fields.
Okay, hold on. Let me think about this. Okay. You know what? Wonder how big Grand Park is, because that's like my frame of reference.
There you go.
How big? Kristen, you know what Grand Park is?
No.
400 acres.
Many fields.
Jeez. How do I break down 400 into 20? I got to go 20 parcels? Jason asked a question that I don't. Do they not trust you to read the ads anymore? Jason asked the question. That's a good question, Jason.
Mm.
No one knows. I mean, someone knows. Hey, Danza.
It's back.
A typical soccer field is between 1.5 and 2 acres because apparently there are different size of pitches.
Oh, that was good. Well, that was good, Dame.
Try.
So 15 football fields is what Veronica says.
It's a lot of mowing. I need to know. I need to know what is within the 20.
All right, Alex, email me back. What questions? Like, this is turned into a thing now. We have these post-answer questions. What do we want to know?
I want to know that I'm right about there's a little woods for sure.
Wait, the question is there a little woods for sure?
No, I want to know that I'm right, and I'm saying that on the 20 there's woods. I don't know how big it is, but there are trees on this 20 acres.
Brian Pinkins thinks that Alex should hand push and mow all 20 acres.
Be a good workout.
He'd miss his kid's childhood. Dame, what do you want to know from Alex?
Yeah, just how much are they mowing? Yeah, I think that's enough. And what kind of mower do they already have? Does the mower come with the property? Do they get that mower? Or do they have to go out and buy their own? Because that's another. To get a mower that's going to take care of that, it's probably going to be at least 10 to 12 grand.
I want to know if Alex has a tattoo, like vertically written script up his ribs, like all the girls in my Pilates class do. That's what I want to know.
20% of the 100-acre woods from.
Jeremiah, don't be funny. No one needs that. I did get follow-up email from last week, Andy. I sent that to you guys, right?
Indeed.
All right, let me see if I can pull this up. What was the thing? What were we even doing last week? Oh, it was
who's like very financially independent, who still wants to contribute.
Okay, yes. She said, "Oh my God, you had so many questions. I think I caught them all. Number 1, you were in the right ballpark on the salaries.
Nice.
Number 2, neither of us grew up with money. Middle class, frugal families, parents helped with some college, so very lucky, privileged in that regard. We were both raised to work hard and save. Number 3, we do have a 529 and contribute regularly. Number 4, the most ridiculous thing you said, and may I note, the most ridiculous thing that Dame said, and I almost threw up when he said it, was 10% annual returns. Are you crazy? 8% at the most. Dame, when you said that, I actually was like, do you have a fever? Why did you say that?
That was really more of a Pete comment, to be honest.
I would never say that.
You say that all the time on the predictions. You said like 2 years ago that you thought that the market was going to be up like 36% or something.
Those are predictions of what is to happen, not past performance, which is incredibly obvious what past performance is, Kristen. And then finally, to Kristen's last question, we didn't hate anything you said. Your point about being stuck with the lazy budget really resonated. And we had a good conversation about our financial upbringing and why we feel the way we do about money. Thanks so much for taking our question. Look at this show. We're just out there saving lives. We're basically like, what do they call those? Fire jumpers that jump in and like do fight wildfires. That's who he is.
Sure. Financial fire jumpers.
Wow.
Kristen, before like out in the office today, Molly was out there. I was like, hey, you want to come on the show today? And she's like, I just want to be asked to be on the show, but I don't want to be on the show.
I feel that to my core.
And she was like, she goes, I feel like I'd have this. Are we just doing vacuums now? I mean, we need an intern.
Come save us.
Gosh, you know why we need an intern? To blame for that.
Yes. Oh,
my daughter, I put out an Instagram video yesterday. I don't want to be on social, but I had to put this thing out so we can get an intern. And I'm like, hey, we are hiring an intern, links in the whatever. And my daughter gets home last night. She goes, I saw your video. I was like, okay. She goes, you do need an intern. I was like, yeah, I know. She goes, because the camera's way too close to your big face. I was like, oh, okay. Have fun at prom this weekend. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner Show, answering 3 questions today. Many are saying this is like the Triple Crown. Hi, Pete and team. I'm hoping you can help me make sense of something that's been bothering me.
time out.
Why do packaged Rice Krispie treats taste so different than homemade Rice Krispie treats has been bothering me too, Brian. That is not his question, but that has been on my mind. I'm 37, married, no kids yet. Over the past 2 years, my income has jumped pretty significantly, about $25,000 more than I was making before. On paper, I thought this would feel like a huge step forward, but honestly, I don't feel any better financially. If anything, I feel just as tight month to month as I did before. We're not carrying credit card debt.
Time out.
Kristen, have you ever really considered why debt is pronounced debt with a silent B? Have you ever thought about this?
No, I actually prefer to not think about all of the instances where the English language makes no sense.
My good friend is not a native English speaker. His first language is Spanish. And when we talk about words sometimes, as he's trying to teach me Spanish and he knows a ton of English, like he gets stuck on stuff like this.
As understandably, it makes no sense.
Yeah. Anyway, or anything like that. We did just upgrade a few things along the way, a newer car. We travel a bit more. We probably eat out more than we used to. I'm still contributing to retirement around 10%, but I haven't really increased that since the raise. Savings isn't growing the way I thought it would either. I guess I always assume more income would create more breathing room, but it doesn't feel that way in real life. Did we mess this up? Or is this just what happens when your life evolves? Appreciate your perspective. Brian with an I. Oh, man. You guys, I'm trying to back down. I'm a little aggressive today, so I'm trying to back down, but I have some big feelings on this.
I have really big feelings.
Maybe I'll start with a smaller feeling that I think the three of us can probably agree on. Dude, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, same.
Yeah.
All right. Kristen, I went to Dame first in the last segment. You have big feelings. Let's see if they reflect the bald men's big feelings.
I'm going to circle back around and be nicer to Brian. Okay.
Oh,
but
why the change?
But out of the gate, Brian, I know exactly where your raise went. It's in the adverbs and the adjectives. A newer car, a bit more, probably eating out more. That's $200. That's $400. That's $600 a month. It's $7,200 a year. That's half the raise you've received. It's gone. That's where it went.
We could do 4 questions this week. Yeah, Dame.
I was really hoping that you were just going to have a little bit of Radiohead playing underneath this as you were reading the letter. Kristen, they have a song called Creep.
Oh, yes.
And it was lifestyle creep because it happens so fast. You say, well, we need to replace that car. We need to get a new car because that one's starting to give us a little bit of trouble. And so you go get a new car and now your payment's gone up. And now you're going to go out a couple times to eat more a month than you might have before. And you're finding ways to spend money because you can at this point. While you're still paying Uncle Sam a little bit more too at this point. So yes, you're contributing 10%. The good news is you said it didn't go up. Well, the percentage didn't go up, but the dollars have gone up, which is good, but you could do better in this case. And it's still a good goal to get to that 12 to 16% overall, and with the ultimate goal of maxing it out if you can. But if you don't have a plan for those dollars when you get that raise, and we talk about financial goals all the time, you will find a way to spend that money. And it's really hard to get it back into your pocket after you've gotten comfortable.
Here's what goes through my mind. And this is why I was feeling aggressive. Did we mess this up? was the question. Yeah. And like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm not ready for butts yet.
okay. All right.
Okay. Everyone sit back down.
Okay.
You really messed it up. Like, okay, over the past 2 years. Now here we're to the butts. 2 years isn't the worst thing in the world. A 2-year mistake isn't the worst. 35 to 37 years old is the age range of this pretty big mistake. But if you get a raise, you have to increase the percentage you save for the future. You can't just have the dollars increase because the previous percentage is applied to those dollars. Dame, welcome to my butt. Do you want to be part of it?
No, I think I kind of addressed it. I mean, it's not that you stop saving entirely. That's good. So you've already got that habit built in there. Now you just need to take it to that next step, and you're going to have to learn to live on a little bit less that's coming home in order to make sure that you're saving for future goals is keeping up with the income that you're setting aside at this point. So did you mess up? Arguably a little bit. It's not catastrophic though at all. It's not like you got a $50,000 or $75,000 raise. You know, the household income, maybe it's not all one person, but the household income went up tremendously and you didn't increase savings or anything like that. You found other ways to spend the dollars, and you're going to have to dial that back a little bit.
So I'm going to do some dumb math here. Kristen, he got a $25,000 raise. He's saving around 10%. So that takes it down to $22,500. Mm-hmm. Let's just say about a third of that goes in taxes. So we'll call it, I'm going super rough here. Let's call it around $7,000, $7,500. He gets him down to $14,000 or so. $14,000 is $1,200 a month. And that got eaten up super fast.
Yeah. But it's 25,000 over the 2 years. So it's actually less than that. It's literally, right?
I think what he's saying is his income is now higher.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Still.
But it's to your point of like, you said the car payment, $600 or $700. It's not a 2-year car payment. It ain't a 3. It's a 5 or a 6 year car payment. So yeah, he made a mistake over a 2-year period, but he's going to be paying for that mistake until that car loan's gone.
Yeah, I think that the takeaway for me is we said, did we mess this up? Yes. The good news is it's not this crazy. You didn't go and do like, it says we have no credit card debt, right? Like you weren't spending exorbitantly in that way. I think what I would encourage the emailer to hone in on is they started this email with no kids yet.
Yep.
If that's something that is going to be part of this equation, you have to figure out this discretionary income squeeze before you have to pay for childcare, because we see that time and time and time again. And this mistake is absolutely reversible at this point. But if children enter the picture and those expenses also enter the picture, it becomes a lot harder to walk this back.
And that's exactly where I was going to go. Because the no kids yet is what stood out to me, is if that's on the horizon, or that's a goal for them as a couple. The good news is college isn't looming around the next corner. And of course, childcare expenses can transition to saving for college. So if you can get things under control, and paying for college is something that you also aspire to do for children in the future, that's correctable as well. So a lot of that $25,000 that you got as a pay increase was kind of already allocated based on what you're telling us through between the lines and where you're at right now and where you want to be. We just have to get you to the point where you can actually take care of the obligations on where you want to go.
This reminds me of smoking in the 1980s. It was a really big mistake, but a lot of people did it. Like so it didn't feel like a mistake because so many other people were making the mistake. It was like, this is what people do. Mm-hmm. This is what Brian described. This is what people do all the time. True. All of us have done a version of that. It doesn't mean when we did it, it wasn't a mistake. It's 100% a mistake. The key is, can he pull up on the throttle if that's what you do? The choke, what do you do, Dame?
Pull back. Throttle.
Is there a yoke?
Or for flying.
We'll be back with egg prices next, right here on the Pete the Planner Show. I'm Pete the Planner. What is it? You pull up on the yoke. What is that? What is that? That's a plane?
If you pull back on the yoke, you go up. If you push forward, you go down.
Who's pushing forward on a yoke?
Somebody who wants to land.
Oh.
Maybe just not as aggressively as you're thinking.
Gosh. Kristen, do you ever have the desire to I want to go take flying lessons?
Nothing is less interesting to me than that.
I agree. Dame's a total fly guy.
Didn't Dame want to do that?
Dame, did you do it?
Dame did want to do that. Dame did not do that.
Why did Dame not do that?
Let's not talk about that.
Can we stop saying that? Why did Dame? Can we talk about Dame in the third person? It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you don't want to talk about it? Let's talk about it.
Dame would rather pass.
Oh. So what happened? Can I have the story off the air?
I missed the window to do it. That's fine.
Because you have kids now.
Maybe. No, I definitely have kids.
Wait,
now.
you...
No. I definitely have kids now.
Maybe.
Boy, this show took a turn.
That's hilarious.
Turned into Maury Povich, just like that. You are the father. Okay. Okay. Let's just keep going. Hey, seems like we're getting questions answered pretty fine, and I've taken 3 timeouts per segment.
Listen, I'm not too big to admit when I'm wrong.
Doubting Thomas.
The mail just went by. Should I run out to the mailbox?
Yes, that's what I do. And by the mail, you don't mean your special friend? The mail.
No.
Oh. No. MALE.
No.
You ever call the postal worker the mail?
No.
Instead of, yeah.
I do. 3, 2, 1. Back on the Pete the Planner show today, we are doing 3 things. Those 3 things are each answering questions. So theoretically, we're doing one thing 3 times. Hi, Pete. My fiance and I are getting married next year, and we've hit a bit of a sticking point when it comes to money.
Time out.
I mean, isn't that...
Welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, no joke. I've not read this email yet, guys. And what I can't figure out is... I'm just going to tell you, I have a guess of whether this goes, right?
Okay.
One, it either goes to one person wants to spend too much on the wedding, probably the fiance. I don't know who's emailing. Then the other thing is one of them grew up with money, the other one didn't. I think is where we're going. Let's see. We're both in our early 30s and make similar incomes. Up until now, we've handled everything separately on our own accounts, our own spending, and we just split shared expenses. Roommates. Now that we're getting married, my fiance really wants to combine everything, joint accounts, shared money, the whole deal. I'm not so sure. That was an ellipses, and I just didn't know how to play it on the air. So I went.
Great radio.
It's not that I don't trust them. I just really value having my own financial independence.
Time out.
I mean, I feel like a Catholic priest from the 1970s here. It's like, yeah, welcome to marriage. Yeah, independence. You're no longer independent. You're one body. You're lighting one candle. You got 2 candles on either side of the altar. One's representing one side of the family. The mom goes. She's got a terrible dress on. She's lighting the candle. And then the other person's their mother's gone. So then someone else is lighting the candle. They come together and they light the unity candle. That's what's supposed to happen in a financial life. I'm getting some very strange looks from my co-hosts right now.
Time in.
I know. I like knowing I can make decisions without having to run everything by someone else, even if it's something small. They see combining finances as a sign of unity and partnership.
Time out.
This unity candle.
The financial unity candle.
It's a unity candle. I worry it might create tension or make me feel like I've lost a piece of myself. We haven't had any major fights about it, but it keeps coming up, and I can tell it matters to them. Is this something we need to get aligned on before getting married, or is there a middle ground that actually works? Thanks, Taylor. It's such an ambiguous name, too. I don't know who's who and what's what. Oh, well, I've given my thoughts.
So,
Dame, should you and I like check ourselves? Like, we're old guys who got married super young in a different time. Like, should we do that?
I guess. I mean, we can acknowledge that. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that. And it might give some color and perspective to our correct opinion on this, but I don't know.
I just got that 2 beats late.
Taylor, yes, you absolutely have to get this sorted out before you get married, in my opinion. I mean, this is one, it shouldn't necessarily be a deal breaker because you should be able to get to a solution on this before walking down the aisle or standing there waiting for whomever coming down the aisle. How you do it is maybe different than what Pete and I have done. And the method that Pete uses is different than the method that I use. I can't remember how Kristen runs this. I know she runs everything, but I can't remember how she runs her household financially. So there will have to be some blending of financial lives at some point. Because if I were you, I think it's reasonable to have some insight as to how your partner is spending money as well. I just think it's reasonable.
We're going to pass it to Kristen for the remainder of this segment. But before I do, I just want to say this. Anything I have to say about this is actually not financial advice. It's simply marriage advice. Okay. So I've been married coming on 26 years. And I talked to my wife just a couple weeks ago. And that's a good setup. There's just some lines here that, and I'm just going to kind of alter the words a little bit. I just really value having my own, they say, financial independence. I like knowing I can make decisions without having to run everything by someone else, even if it's something small. Then don't get married, Taylor. Like, don't do it. Don't even be in a relationship. Just grind on Call of Duty and just talk to people and be like, hey, we're doing great. I'm only 11. Shut up. Like that's what your life will be. I'm sorry, Kristen, did you want to say something?
Taylor, yes. First of all, I'm sorry, Taylor. Second, I think the age matters here for one. Early 30s and we're getting married. Last week, we gave emailer the benefit of the doubt because that was 10 plus years of adult life that you've run independently. So why would you be comfortable with giving up that independence so early? And I think it also speaks to the fact that this is the second week in a row that this topic has come up, which means that it's important. It's important to people. They don't necessarily know how to navigate it. And I'm sure there's a plethora of reasons why that could be. How you saw money, like in the households where you grew up or in the relationships you've observed along the way. I'm sure there are very, very, very real reasons why Taylor feels this way. I totally agree with Damien. You have to figure it out before you get married. You cannot let this go under the radar among all the other wedding planning and think that the finish line is saying I do and everything's going to be fine, because that does not work. You have to find a system.
If you have joint financial goals between the two of you that you're both actively working towards, and financial transparency, that can cover a lot of different methods on how you share your financial lives with each other. But you have to have those two things regardless of what method you choose. Financial goals, financial transparency. The method on how you achieve those things has some wiggle room, but those two things are non-negotiable.
Kristen, you've taught me a lot over the years about the importance of two people together still having financial independence and having assets and control. And I don't want to take away that, because I think it's a really important thing for a lot of people to understand. That being said, I still contend this is not a financial email. This is about someone that doesn't quite understand what. Okay, we're jumping the shark here as a show. I don't know. I think it may be the cold feet thing. Maybe it's just this realization of oh, this seems permanent-ish. I don't know.
I actually think it's probably an example of not seeing success in a couple that could run like a yours, mine, and ours. I get the sense that maybe the emailer has seen just lack of financial independence and doesn't even know that there's another way that's agreeable, because you can do what you're saying. You can have joint financial goals. You can pay all your fixed expenses together. And then you can have a percentage of income that's just your own to spend on whatever you want that you and your partner might not agree. Like, there are plenty of things that my person spends with like his discretionary money that I don't agree with, and vice versa. And that's okay, because it's just the dollars that we know that we get to spend on the things that are important to us. There is a system that works for what Taylor is asking. My hypothesis is that Taylor hasn't seen that modeled before and doesn't know that.
I want to get into gender for 30 seconds here. First of all, I don't think your man friend would ever send this email, Kristen. Like, I can never see him sending this email.
No.
The other part of this is, and again, we some of us are still practitioners. One of us was. Anytime I saw this thing and it was the male perspective that they don't want to lose a piece of their own financial independence, like if it's a man, like red flag. And I actually feel less so if it was a woman sending this email. If it's a man, I've seen this go wrong so many times. I don't want to get too deep into gender roles and marriage and provider and this whole thing, but I'll just say I've seen this one in real life dozens of times, and every time it's a dude, it's not going to go well. So Taylor, I don't know if you're Taylor Swift or Taylor Lautner. I don't even know who the second one is, but if you're Taylor Lautner, this is bad. All right, let's take a break. I don't know what I'm saying today. This is awkward. We'll be back right after this. I don't know what's in me. I don't. What was better, smoking in the 80s, a priest in the 70s, or Taylor Lautner? What do you got?
Taylor Lautner. That was
Who
good.
is Taylor Lautner?
Jacob from Twilight.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Taylor Kitsch. There's a Taylor Kitsch too. He's an actor, but you don't watch movies, Kristen.
No.
Other than Taylor Lautner movies. Dame, smoking in the 80s, priest in the 70s, or Taylor Lautner. What is the dumbest thing I've said today?
Do you think smoking was more prevalent in the 80s or 70s?
So it should have been a priest in the 80s, is what you're saying.
It really threw me with the whole Catholic twist on things too, because I wasn't expecting that, just to throw an entire denomination under the bus. But
I got married in the Catholic Church. There were some unity candles up in this marriage. Like, my wife and I are one burning flame, a conflagration of love. Let's call her. I would ruin weeks if I called my wife on speakerphone right now. Weeks of my life.
It's been a while since you've done that.
How long would it take her to like fully recover? A month?
6
fully
weeks.
recover.
6 weeks. Yeah. I mean,
so how long did she not talk to you after she was on the show?
like I said, I just started talking to her 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
Got prom at our house this weekend, so I'm steering clear of everything. I am trying to be the least chirpy bird. I don't need a worm, mama bird. I'm fine, is what I've said to myself.
What was your caffeine?
A lot. I had a lot this morning.
Yeah. You've been sleeping better, so you thought double up on the caffeine to make up for it.
I don't know. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Are you making like little finger foods and stuff for, you know, like the prom stuff? You know, she gets picked up, pictures.
It's just like, I don't know how. I mean, I'll say it's just like they're just a bunch of girls are just going in a car. I think I don't know. That's how that works.
Oh,
when I was a boy,
I don't know.
One girl went in a car with me. I don't want to. This is getting weird.
Yeah.
Dane, what was your prom day as a high school boy, as opposed to a couple years ago? What's your prom day as a high school boy? What did you do?
Woke up early in the morning, went to the high school, got ready to get on a bus to go play a doubleheader somewhere. Made it back, showered as best I could, threw on tux, and went and picked up my date and went to dinner and went to prom.
See, mine was, I wasn't I'm not a car guy. So what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind. I had two friends who were real big car guys, like big car guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to my friend's house. All three of us like hand washed our cars.
Sure. Yeah.
And then whatever, get home, get ready, go get my day, go to dinner, go to prom, go to after prom. That was it. But I just remember, like, I was not a car guy. Spending time to hand wash my car. It might be the last time I washed my car. Kristen, prom day as a dude when you were in high school.
What?
What would you do? What was your day as a lady in prom?
I mean, it was an all-day affair, gentlemen, because you had to have an appointment to get your hair done and all the curls.
Sure.
They take forever.
Right.
But a girl that I went to high school with entered our high school into 17 magazine was popular when I was in high school and won a sweepstakes, and Boys Like Girls played at our prom. So that was pretty cool.
Who played at your prom?
Boys Like Girls.
Like Girls.
Hey, what is Boys Like Girls?
You know, I'll send you a song after this.
Dame, do you know this?
I've heard of them, and I'm sure I would recognize their big hit, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. So I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Real quick, everybody remember what car or cars they took to prom? Just curious, since you said car guy.
1989 Ford Thunderbird repainted with the hunter green paint of a 1978 Ford truck. That was my car.
Nice.
Thank you. That's the carest thing I've ever done.
Off-brand thing you've ever done on this show.
I just fainted. Like, I just had an out-of-body experience. That happened.
It's back when Thunderbirds were Thunderbirds, rear-wheel drive.
Oh my gosh. It had that dumb seat belt when you opened the door. And it was so dumb. It tried to kill me every time I got in the car.
Totally.
Anyway.
Caitlin here with some Taylor Kitsch stuff. Kristen, Taylor Kitsch is Tim Riggins from Friday Night Lights.
My bad. I know who that is.
Caitlin, thank you for translating to Kristen. Sometimes Dame and I don't talk Kristen.
That's so funny.
You know? That is our Kristen translator, Kristen's sister. Okay. And how your sister must really like you. She spends her Friday mornings just watching you work.
Do you think my sister really likes me, or do you think she really doesn't like her job?
Oh,
I think that's a really good question.
Who's her favorite character on the show?
Not me.
Okay. Well, yeah, obviously.
Caitlin, feel free to answer.
Yeah, Caitlin.
She's called out. She has actually exited the live stream for fear that you're going to keep talking about this topic.
Caitlin, are you a Dame girl like me?
No shame.
Okay. She will not respond.
In 3, 2, 1. This week's biggest waste of money of the week, right here on the Pete the Planner Show, is the King Kennedy Bespoke Duffel. King Kennedy built its reputation selling antique rugs to the fashion world. The King Duffel transforms them into bespoke bags. Each one is handcrafted in Los Angeles using a single antique carpet from the 19th or 20th century, constructed around Italian leather handles, a full leather bottom panel, and a zipper closure with an interior zippered pocket, sized as a carry-on or a weekend bag. You're going to guess what this is. First, before we get there, Dame, are you a weekend bag guy?
I have one. And I guess I do use it pretty frequently because we have swim weekends and all that. So yes, I don't have a nice one though. So I would probably upgrade that at some point in my life.
I kind of have a nice one, but it's my gym bag. And then I'm going to go home and take the stuff out of my gym bag and then repack it to go to a soccer tournament this weekend. So it's become a weekender bag, but it smells.
Yeah.
So,
Kristen, weekend bag lady?
Oh yeah, I have 2 or 3, I think.
All right, Kristen, since you are this show's expert in weekending, how much does the King Kennedy Bespoke Duffel cost?
As a point of clarity, did you say that this is authentic 100-year-old carpet?
In fact, I did.
Ooh.
What was that sound?
That's gross.
You sound like the Queen of England just got hit in the stomach with a pickleball.
Oh. Okay. Now I'm not able to get it together. This is. Now you sound like Mickey. We've gone so far. This is $200.
Okay, Dame.
I'm really glad that it turned out the way it did, because when this popped up on the screen originally, I was like, that is a rug. It is nothing more than a rug. And it turns out it is. Old rugs are stupid expensive. And this has got to be like a $500 bag.
$4,200.
Oh, I was right on part of it. Stupid.
I would like to apologize for the late Queen of England impersonation I just did of her getting struck with a pickleball.
Could be Camilla.
Dane, what's in the news this week?
Got a fresh read on inflation this week, and it's starting to show the impact of rising oil prices. The Fed's preferred measure, the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, came in hotter than expected. Overall inflation now is running about 3.5% year over year. Strip out food and energy, and that's still over 3%. So even if you take gas out of the equation, inflation is still sticking around. And gas is the big part of the story here, though, even though it's still over 3% without it. Prices at the pump have jumped more than $1 since the conflict in Iran began. And if that continues, it's going to keep pressure on everything else. But this is where it gets interesting. Fed hasn't stepped in yet. They're watching it play out. At the same time, the job market still looks strong. Unemployment claims are sitting near historic lows, which puts the Fed in a tough spot because if inflation keeps rising and job market stays solid, rate cuts get really hard to justify. And suddenly the conversation shifts from when do we cut to are we really done raising?
Yeah. Guys, I think the Fed is going to be chaos for the next several meetings. It's going to get more chaotic. That's not critical. It's just sort of like that's where we are. I think they were in lockstep for so long. There's no lockstep anymore. You know what? Go ahead, Kristen.
Can we do a gut check really quick?
Sure.
If you guys are using a retirement calculator and it asks you what rate of inflation you want to assume for your retirement calculations, you're using.
Oh, this is a great question. I used to use 2.8 back in the day when I was a person that did these things. But now I use 3 because I'm not a person.
Damien?
3 because it's what I always started off using, and it's the more conservative answer. So if you can make it work with 3%, then you should be in good shape.
Kristen?
Same. So I would just like to, for whatever that's worth, just kind of toss that out there in context of the story. Is like, I see all of these headlines of like inflation is sticking around, and I hear you, 0.5% isn't nothing, but it's not. I just don't, maybe it's naive or maybe it's just a lack of care and planning. I just don't think it's that big of a deal.
That's an incredible point. I think it's a really good point. I mean, we're arguing over bips when the long-term inflation rate is right on the money right now.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. Can I tell you my favorite thing to think about right now in terms of the economy? And it's kind of a weird one. So Saudi Arabia is cutting back on their investments and spending around the globe. Mm-hmm. Is it Live Golf? Live? What is the golf thing?
Live, RIP to LIV.
Yeah. So it's something that they funded and we're paying people gazillions of dollars to try to hit a ball. And it's falling apart. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of other investments that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has been making over the last decade and a half, and they're starting to get defunded for lots of different reasons. I think this is the butterfly effect of the moment. I mean, you could argue that the situation in Iran is the beginning of this, but I would say Saudi Arabia not spending billions and billions and billions of dollars around the globe is going to have a massive, massive impact.
Yeah, it absolutely could. I mean, it was all in hopes to raise money for themselves, or make that fund even bigger. But yeah, I mean, there will certainly be some impact.
Yeah, and it's also going to have a huge impact on world soccer for those that care, like me, because they spend billions and billions and billions of dollars on world soccer. Anyway, Dane, what else is in the news?
In a rare moment of Congress saying maybe we shouldn't do that, the Senate just voted to ban itself from trading on prediction markets. That's platforms like Kalshi or Polymarket, where you can basically place bets on real-world events, elections, wars, policy decisions, all of it. And the concern's pretty straightforward. If you're a senator, you might know things. The public, they may not know those things. That's a problem. So if you're allowed to bet on those outcomes, starts to look like insider trading. Where have we Where have we contemplated this before?
Dame, this is such a multifaceted point because it covers what we've talked about on the show for years with the Pelosi portfolio. We've also talked about the special forces soldier in the raid of Venezuela winning $400,000 via the prediction markets. And it's all very confusing because if having inside information in the prediction markets is bad, isn't having inside information on the stock market equally as bad for Congress?
Who am I to say?
It's not bad for Congress. It's great for Congress, actually.
It is. Again, there's so little that unites the people of the United States these days other than this topic, which I think is the funniest part.
Truly.
And when we do, they stand in our way. Who's the problem?
I mean, if you think about this for a second, outside of Congress, legitimately, does a single human being who understands this think it's okay that Congress can trade on inside information? Does anyone believe that other than future candidates for Congress? Kristen?
Well, they can't trade on insider information, Pete. That would be illegal.
Oh, the semanticists. That's what unites us. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a party called I don't know. I ran out of steam. The caffeine's gone. You guys, I got it. I went too hard, too fast. I'm out.
Bummer.
Post show, though, I'm like this sometimes. You guys don't get to see me off the air. I'm just a shell of a man, a hairless, shellless of a human man. All right. Well, hey, next week on the show, we're going to maybe have an intern. I move fast.
Wow.
Okay.
Should the intern be a show character?
I was going to say, are we bringing him on? Is this like kind of giving me millennial Nicole vibes?
Maybe. Kristen, what's your vote?
I feel like they're not going to want to.
Oh, who cares about that?
Oh.
I mean, sure. Let's
me, actually.
Yeah, let's absolutely shape everything around what they want. Dame, on the show?
I think it makes sense to bring him on in certain spots.
They're hosting next week. All right. Don't know their name, but they're hosting next week. That's all we got. Sending good vibes because good vibes are all that's in the budget. I'm Pete the Planner. This is a Pete the Planner show. Whew. Caffeine spike to recover there last 30 seconds. I need to go take a nap.
Yeah.
Kristen, any hillbilly concerts this weekend?
No. Sunday is my birthday. And I celebrate my birthday the whole month. So,
oh, yeah, millennial.
Indeed. So I'm
Yeah,
actually off work.
You're what?
I'm actually off work today. So I don't know what I'm going to go do.
She didn't tell you that.
No, she didn't tell me that. That's because your birthday's coming up?
No, it's because planting is starting and I'm already behind. And for the next 6 to 8 weeks, he will basically not exist in my home. And I just need to catch up before that happens.
I have a lot of questions that we don't have time for.
I figure. That's really what I wrote in my reason, by the way, when I requested the time off.
Dame, this sounds critical. Has anyone in Gen Y, I think is what I think we are, or X?
Or X.
Did people take their birthdays off?
No.
I didn't take my birthday off.
No, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying it's a pretty common thing, though.
Yes.
But I don't think we did that.
No.
But it's actually my parents' generation. My mom made a really big deal out of birthdays. You can't blame me for thinking they're a big deal because my whole life, everyone's birthday was a really big deal.
Okay. As a kid, I have a really odd memory of the best birthday gift I ever received in any capacity from a friend or family. Do you guys know as a kid what your favorite birthday gift ever was? I will start to give you a moment to think. I believe this was in third grade, second grade, maybe, probably third grade. And I had a bowling party at Sunset Lanes in Claremont, Indiana, and all my friends came. And Tommy Jones, my friend who was from South Korea, came to my party, and he gave me an OP, an Ocean Pacific wallet. It was light blue with a tropical pattern on it. Velcro.
Yeah, there we go.
And it was the coolest thing I've ever received. To this day, I wish I still had it. I would carry it. It was epic. That was the best moment of my life.
That's so funny.
Nice.
James?
Mine was probably the glider ride, sailplanes glider ride that I got when I was younger.
How many throws until it snapped?
No. I went up in the air in a glider.
Oh, an experience.
Yeah, an experience. And then I got to fly it for a little while.
Well, that dream has died.
Yeah.
More on that off the air. Kristen?
If I think from through the lens of what stood the test of time, when I was, I don't know, 2 probably, I got a Barbie Jeep, one of those battery, like kids vehicles. And my sister and I drove that thing for a really long time.
Do you still have it?
I wish.
Maggie would.
Going to be ready for it. She's actually getting a 0-turn lawnmower, though.
Yeah.
They make those for kids now. So,
well, she's got 20 acres to do. That's all we have time for this week on the show. We love you deeply. Stay getting money.
Stay ahead with Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand, your go-to source for the latest business news across the Hoosier State. Join hosts Gary Dick and Alex Brown every weekday morning and afternoon for concise updates on Indiana's top business stories. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast app or listen at ibjpodcasts.com.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media Podcast Network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise at ibj.com to learn more.